Okay, so let's take a small example. Just a minute. Okay, so let's add. Okay, let's go to okay. So let's take this as the API. And listener history. Okay. So assume that this is a kind of one of the API which has multiple entities. Okay. This we have multiple entities, right? This is one entity. This is one entity. Okay. So now we are doing a update job. Okay. So if a requirement is we have some 10 or 20 employees in our session. Okay. So all the 10, all the 20 or whoever available, you need to just update some field to everyone. Okay. So generally how we'll do, we need to select each people and we select update button and we have to do the thing. Correct. It's 10, 20 or 100. So, but if it's like more, it's a kind of like 100 employees are there. So we can't record for 100 and we can't replay, right? Correct. So how we'll do, there could be some better way to do that. So in JMeter, for such a type of looping things, to update or to call or to send anything in a bulk and automatically, because here I should know 100 IDs as well to update it. Then only I can do that. No, without ID I can't do that. Whether it's a product or it's employees, I need 100 IDs or 10 IDs or 1 lakh IDs. Right. So at the same time we can't record it because we can record only 1 or 2, 3 or 10. Right.
Yeah.
So what happens, right? For those things, whenever I want to loop dynamically, and like so we have one element, so if you want to simulate same thing one for other 100, right? So at that time we use a for each controller. Okay, the control is called for each. So that is very simple and straightforward. So that will help us. Let me show you that. Okay, right. So why I'm insisting for each is very important, because if there is no for each, we have to write a lot of scripting to get the ID, to pass it, to share it, everything, and to loop. And you don't know whether one you have to. So to cut all the things, we have for each. So let's see. Let's write regular expression first for these IDs because we need IDs. Okay. So Control C. How will write regular expression extractor? We will simply replace our value with dot plus question mark. I am not getting the output. ID dot plus comma. Okay, we got 6 IDs here. So if you have 100 IDs, right, you will get 100 output. Correct. If you have one, you will get only one, because this is a employee data. I mean all the user data. Okay, now let's this expression, right? Control C. Right, I replace plus extractor. Expression. That's right, IDs. Okay, and so now I need to pick up all the things. See, and generally, what will happen if you give match number 1, match number 2? What will happen? It will pick up only that thing, right? The particular number. But here we need to pick up all. I mean, all the values. Right. So how we'll do that? If you give 1, what will happen? It will pick up 1 only. Correct. If you give 2, it will be second match. But if you want to pick up all, then you have to give -1. If you give -1, it will pick up all the output of this expression. Okay, we'll see that. Okay, so now let's save the script. Okay, so I told you, right, to check the variables, no, we can add debug sampler to check it whether what really it is doing that. See, we got IDs 17, IDs 28, IDs 39. So it got all the values. And how we'll know what is maximum number is IDs underscore match or not.
Okay.
So 6. Now let's give only 1 here.
Only one will be shown.
See, it only took 1. Now understood, right? So if you want to pick up all the values, now you need to give -1. So now when you give -1, right? Now these IDs will be a list. Okay, let's see again IDs. So this is ID 7, right? Now if I give again run it, -1. This is the IDs. I mean, this is a list now, which is having all the elements. I mean, the list is not single value now. It has 7 values. Okay, right. So now we need to pass this each and every time to other request. Correct. Suppose there is an update call. So now what I will do, I will add a for each controller. Add logic controller for each controller. Very, very important for each controller. Okay. So let's check. So, and inside for each controller, I will put some update request. Even though I not fill anything, let me write update. Okay, let's take here and we check any update here. Na? Put. Put. Okay, so here you need to pass the user ID here, the 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it is.
Okay.
So here I need to pass all the things automatically. If we have 100, it has to pass 100. If it's only one, it has to 1. If it's 10, it's 10. And it has to check and it has to stop automatically as well. I can't calculate, I can't keep, right? So let's take this for each. So the input would be your IDs. Okay. So input has 7 values. Now, whatever number of values is input. And your output would be ID. I mean, it will take one value and it will keep in this value. You can give any naming convention, but I given here a plural and single because it has been understood. Okay, let's see. And we need to pass this ID inside the request. So let's give dollar ID. So what general for each will do? Na? It is obviously whenever you're giving input for each, right? It should be -1 only. I mean, it should be list. So what for each will do? It will take one value and it will keep here, and this value will go inside, and it will do all the things. Then again, second time it will take another value and it will keep here, and again it will repeat. So to understand it better way, right? I will keep here so that we can read it. Okay. Now let's run and see. See, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I haven't given any 6 to repeat, right? I just given only input this one. So simply, if you check the request also, 7 here, 8 here, 9 here, 10 here, 11 here, 12. Whether 100, 2000, 100, 1 like whatever it is, this for each will take care of everything. Assume that if there is no for each, what we have to do? We have to write like all the like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, and we have to run it, correct? Okay. This is a for each control. Clear, right? Now let's go to our syllabus. Yeah. So let me continue the post parser. So in this post parser, what we have learned, this is where the expression value will be storing, and this is where expression, and this is where template, this is match number. So you know this one means all. If I give 0, right, what will happen? See, they mentioned 0 for random. So if your entity has more elements, na, so it will take any one of the time, not all. Okay. Same as suppose my output is, so I'm getting output is JMeter test, right? So I want to extract only JMeter. So how we'll do? We'll write an expression such that dot plus question mark test, correct? It will give JMeter. Same as if I write JMeter dot plus question mark, it will give the test output, correct? So now whatever the field is I need to pass test JMeter as an input. I mean, you want to reverse it. right? So in that cases, we'll use a template. So right now, I told you, right, template is not down $1. That we'll know what is the difference of that. Okay. So let's go to here. Let's take email. Okay. See, we have Michael dot Lawson. I mean, two names. I mean, right, with the two keywords. So if I write plus question mark, and again for Lawson, if I write test, see, I got two matches. First one is M, and second one is a Charles dot Lawson. Again L and this one. Understood, right? Suppose if I give only single value, so we got Michael dot Lawson in a single group. This we call group. Now I want to reverse it. If it's Michael dot Lawson, I want to pass Lawson dot Mason. Lindsay dot Frickson, Frickson dot Lindsay. I want to reverse it. So that's where I will use other group. Let's give dot plus question mark. It's not taking dot. Let's do one thing. Let's put here. Okay. So first group is a Michael dot Lawson. Second group is a request dot in. Correct. So now two groups. So earlier we used it to do only one group, and we got only one match. We got only match 1 of 1. There is no match 1 of 2. But now we have given a second group. Okay, we got this one. So now for this expression, let's write this. Control C. Let me write other regular expression factor. Okay, let's put the email. Okay, so now if I write $1, right? What will happen? It will take only first group into this value. Now, but we have two groups, right? If I give $2, then it will give a second group. And let's see, let's take match number 1 only, and let's run and check in the debug. See, email is Michael.Lawson request.in. Because first group is a name and second group is a request.in. Suppose now if I want to reverse it, right, I will give $2 here and $1. Let's see. I won't clear for you so that we can compare. See now, request.in Michael.Lawson. It reversed. And here it's $1, $2, it's a original value. So same way, this template is for to exchange the words wherever you want. Okay. So like this, you can write any groups and you can separate anything and you can send where it is. It could be reverse or it could be some drop or some not, whatever. This template and these groups will help us. Okay. So now I understood, right? Regular expression extractor. And so in the home, right? Just try what will give -2, -3. -1 is for all. 0 is for random. And 1, 2, 3 is a particular match. You just look for -2 and -3. Yeah. And default value, Default value is whenever if the expression are not finding anything, so the script will fail, right? It will pass as a blank. So sometimes if you don't want to fail it and you want some default value, right? You give some default so that whenever expression doesn't pick up any value, this one will be replaced in your variable. One, okay, it's clear, right? Regular expression extract. Now, and while we're discussing assertions, right? We discuss about the JSON path expression. Remember?
Yeah.
Same way, we have a JSON path extractor. So right now I'm covering post processors. Okay. So we have a JSON extractor. So to have better advantage, right? Let's install plugins. See, right now, whatever we're using a standard JMeter with a few things only. So we have plugin concept. So the plugin is nothing but, so whoever has some custom requirement, because all the browsers should be have same rules, same things, right? There could be different requirements for each project, each application. So JMeter may not support all those things because it's a generic, not like to specific to our custom requirement, specific to some particular user. So what some people will do now, it's open source, not JMeter. So they can have the source code. So from the source code, they can create one more component because they know how to write and what the logic they require. Okay, so they develop the components and they will keep in the plugins. So whoever is using JMeter and they want to contribute back, right? And they have some specific requirement and they have written that code, they can put in the plugins. Okay, so let's see. JMeter plugins. So this is different component. So you will have some more advanced components here. Okay, so let's go to jmeterplugins.org. So this is like some extra components. Okay, so just go to install. So always try to install from this. Okay, click on plugin manager and lib external. So whenever install JMeter, right, try to install the plugins as well immediately. Even though you're not using it, but sometimes you should have an idea, right? What should we have, what we're not. Okay, it downloaded. So now what is mentioned? Put into lib and external directory, then restart JMeter. So let's copy that. Control C. And wait to mention wherever is been right. Lib external. Okay. So now again, to reflect the changes, right, we need to restart. Save. Restart. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So once you restart it, right, you will see options here. You will see plugin manager.
Okay.
Earlier you won't be seeing this. Once you keep that folder jar and restart, then just you will see. So just click on it. So by default, it will show some plugins and available. It will show a lot of plugins up there. And these are like new features of JMeter. Okay. So let's select most of the things whenever we require. So what I would do generally, I will install everything so that at any time, right, we don't know which component will help us. Suppose see, I'm looking for some assertion. Okay. If the components available, then I will have idea, right? Otherwise, I don't know. Okay, I thought there is no component for my requirement. I thought it will leave it. So advisable to install most of the things. So whichever required, right? I can understand now. Okay, this could be helpful for us, this could be helpful for us, like that. JMate function, this is a compulsory. Okay.
Okay.
And when we haven't discussed the group, so this is also compulsory. And some graph related listeners. So if you are attaching a MQ, right? Internet IoT protocol, it's a MQ support. Some graphs. Selenium. Next constantly discuss Selenium support, right? This should be there. So WebSockets. If you want to try with WebSocket, right, you should have these plugins. And standard check. Okay, these are like important. So and you can't see any option here. So just you have to do, just minimize this window so that this folder we will see this option. Okay, just apply changes and restart JMate. You can see here it started downloading and you can see the status. It won't take much time. But if you are under an office proxy, right, sometimes it won't allow. Because what
Okay.
JMate is doing is directly connecting to JMate server and downloading it. So if you are an office server, right, they won't allow it. So you have to open JMate under proxy, then only you can do that. Let's download it. So always try to install plugins and try to start using that. So you will get to know, okay, we have this option available, kind of, you will get an idea. Things should complete and it will restart automatically. Okay, so to install the changes. It's one time, right? That's why it's taking a little bit higher time than expected. And you can see here whatever you want understood, right? You can understood what is the purpose and how we are using that. And check on upgrades, right? Suppose after 2 or 3 days now, if there is a new update now, if you open this plugin, it will display upgrades here if there is upgrade. And you can see your install, whatever installed here and what is again available. If there is new components. Let's for a few more minutes, huh?
Okay.
I think it's after more than like generally. That's why it's taking some time. Yep, it's done. It's restarting. Okay. Okay. So now if you see, let me add that group, or let me let's open that script only. Okay, if I right click add, see now let's go to listener, you'll see more components. So the component which is in before, if it's JP.jc, right? It's a listener plugin component.
Okay.
If there is no JP.jc, it's a standard version of JMeter.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be there in most of the components. So JP@GC timer and JP@GC is assertion, and same as logic controller is only one preprocessor, these things. Okay, post processor, a few things. Okay, and so your friend has developed, suppose you have written added some components here from the plugins. Okay, and you shared this JMX with your friend, and while opening the JMX, if is getting error, right? It means it doesn't have plugins in this JMeter.
Okay.
So whenever using plugins component, you should inform anyone who are sharing. They should also same plugins. Otherwise, the script won't will open.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's see our JSON path extract. Right click, add post processor JSON YAML path extract. Okay. Same thing. Let's see how we'll extract it. Let's run the script. Okay. So I want to extract again. We have to give now JSON path tester. Okay. So I want to extract this first name. I want to fill up all the first names here. So how I will do? Dollar dot, where is the first name? It's inside in the two brackets, right? Dollar of data. Click on test. See, I got all the outputs. Now data of 0 dot first name. See, got match. But now I want to all the outputs, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the first names.
Mm-hmm.
So then I can't give 0. I can't write 10 expressions, right, to pick up 10 first names.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, you use a star.
Mm-hmm.
Star means if you collect all. See, got all the 6 matches. Okay. So now this is my expression to pick up the first names. So this is control C. So if you want to pick up only one, you will give 0. So in the regular expression, we have match number, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. Instead of 0 match number here, we will give the number here. In the regular expression, we give -1. Here we will use star. Control C. Expression here. Variable name, names. Okay. Now let's see the debug sample. See, it says names, everything into game. List. See? Because we are given star. Okay. And if I give a particular number, let's give 2. See, it got only 2 of this. Okay. So you can use regular expression if it is that format, but if it is JSON, always try to use this expression. I mean, this format, JSON path expressions. It's more easy than the regular expression. Okay. And suppose I have 2 thread groups. Add thread group. So what I told you, these thread groups are independent of each other. It's like a complete scripts only. There is no relation between this to this. And again, the data what are I'm using thread group, right? I can't use here. Suppose, see, if I define the names, right, I can use these names in anywhere in this thread group only. Correct. But I can't if I give names, dollar of names here, no, it won't work here. Because the general global variables are limited to this thread group only, the scope. But we have a requirement which we have to pass to here as well. Isn't it? We have a 2 or 3 thread groups in our script, and we have to pass here. So how we'll do? So we have one more plugin called enter a thread, add post processor, enter that communication post processor. So what post processor will generally do? It will extract it. What is post processor? Once you have a response, if you want to do anything on the response variables, then is a post processor.
After resolution.
Right. So here what I will do, right? I will add inter-thread communication post processor in this thread group. And in the second thread group, I will add timer preprocessor, enter that preprocessor. What preprocessor will do? Before sending the request, it will send the data. So now what this will do now, this post processor will keep the data and will keep in this queue. And this preprocessor, before sending the request, it will take the data from the queue and it will send it to here. Understood, right? Pre and post processor first.
Yeah.
So
Pre
now
means before request, post means after request.
So here I need to extract the right from the thread group 1, and I need to pass the value to thread group 2. Okay. So now let's do. So what value I need to put? Let's pass. I mean, let's put some dummy value as now. Okay. Text some value. Otherwise, generally what we'll do, right? We'll dollar whatever we extract, we'll put that one only. Now let's put dollar on dollar names, right? This is what extracting the names. Okay. So now I need to pass the name variable name to store the data. This is got data. So control C. Just like this. So what is JMeter doing, right? These two will talk to each other using this queue name. Okay, now let's see. Let's put VLS in a test plan level so that we can see both outputs. See, we got topics here. What we did, we just kept whatever required in here, so it will be storing in this queue. And in the PUI processor, they are keeping this as a variable as output variable. And we are simply using that variable here. $of got that. Okay. Clear, right? So this is one of the concept of interacted communication post processor, interacted communication pre processor. So whenever you want to exchange the data between 2 or 3 thread groups, then you have to use this one. Okay. Now let's go to next one. Same as we have a boundary extractor. So right now we're giving dot plus question mark, right? And we're giving left boundary, right boundary. Same thing, instead of a dot plus question mark, right? You will give just left boundary here, right boundary here. It will fetch the value. The expression what are we written? We're writing now. Let's see. So this is our expression, correct? Control C. So this boundary nothing but what is the boundary? So we'll give left boundary desired value and right boundary is a comma. Everything will same. So instead of dot plus question mark group, right? It will add that point and it will fetch the value. Understood? Instead of giving a whole expression, we'll just give left boundary and right boundary. So whoever not able to write with the dot plus question mark, whoever not able to understand that concept, they can simply use desired value, right? Whatever they required, just check left side of that value and keep your left boundary and take right side of the value and keep the right boundary. Okay. Same as like a regular expression extractor. So now again we have a bean shell. So whenever you are not satisfied with these components available, I mean to handle the response, you can use a bean shell post processor. Same thing, whatever write the code here based on extract response, and we can pass it to next request. So here I want to do, let's see, whatever we're extracting the names, right? Where is the dummy sampler? Suppose we are extracting the names topics. So I want to append user underscore topics. Whatever I'm getting, right? I want to append user underscore. Because I need to send in that format some other request. Then only that request will accept. So here I don't have any component, right? To append some things in my JMeter. There are components to extraction is there and a few number bases in there, but there is no component to append our own logic. I mean, append some username or something like that. Right? So let's go with the bean shell post processor. So why post processor? I don't have a component which satisfies my requirement. That's why I'm writing my own code. So whatever requirement you need to append user underscore to your name. Correct. So let's see. So the first thing, very basic thing is we need to get the value inside, right? So what we'll do? Where a equal to what is it? Where dot get. First we need to put inside the group, right? What is that? Names. Okay. So let's print it, whether we are getting what we got. Log.info. Yeah. Mm. Acha. Let me disable this one. Okay, it will get hobbies. See? So now I want to append this user, right? So what I will do, where b equal to what I need to append user underscore. Correct. So this is my one of the string less a. Right, string concatenation. Let's print log.info b. And again, clear and write. See, we got user underscore top is b. So I need to pass this is some other request, na? So what I will do again, where that put. To whatever a required value, comma, what is your input. So I can use that dollar underscore dollar curly plus b inside my request, correct? Let's add this one, Control C, third group here, and I will give dollar b, dollar curly braces b. So you should see user underscore top is inside the request. See, oh, it's no, this third group one. It's still running the second one. Huh? This is third group 2. I think it is waiting with this one for each. Why it is waiting for? I think it's waiting for each. Let me disable the for each. Why it is waiting for this request? Just a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Not sure where it struck. Hey, what is happening? It printed other.obvious, then I should execute this one. So why it is taking this much of time? Oh, okay. It's waiting for data. Preprocessor, right? It's waiting for data. Let's see. See it executed now. Okay, if you see user underscore top is. Okay, so this is a kind of bean cell post processor. Same as bean cell preprocessor. Before sending the request, if you want to implement same logic, then use a bean cell preprocessor. Okay, and suppose you have a small requirement like we have to send some 3 or 4 user data. So generally we will use CSV file, right? If you are using more user data. So instead of CSV, you can use add preprocessor. You can use user parameters. This is a kind of CSV, but this is specific to like you can't write more values here. Suppose let's write add a variable, a second variable, and let's give username and a variable password. Okay, So whatever you give, right, it will take for user one. Same if you add a other user, user two. See. So what happens for every request, right? For one time it will take this one, second time it will take this one. Same as CSV, nothing else. But you can't write 10, 20, 30 here, na? It's not, it's very like difficult to write here every data. Whereas CSV, we can do anything. So, but as you should aware, you should know if this user parameter field is there, where whenever you limited data, you want is limited time, then you can use this one. Okay. These are user parameters. So now this is mostly the components which we use in the pre and post process. These are mostly components which is in the pre and post process. Okay. Okay then. So let me stop recording.